evening. It is Thursday, the 9th of August, 2018. Welcome to the Hot 7 Nightly News. I'm lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. Following the death of a dialysis patient who was undergoing treatment at the Owen King EU Hospital some months ago, the opposition St. Lucia Labour Party and now the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association say the government needs to urgently take heed of advice. Both entities say they warned the administration about the risk of opening the dialysis unit at the Owen King EU Hospital without proper supportive medical services. The SLMDA labeled it, quote, vacuous decision-making without collective professional consultation and adequate risk management considerations, unquote. In a recent interview, the Vice President of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association, Dr. Paul Caslendor, indicated that the government needs to take the input of the association into consideration on such matters and work more closely to address the troubling state of healthcare.
We are not at any war with the government, but rather providing the government with technical support, technical information, and if they work with us, we will definitely have a proper resolution to that healthcare crisis that is impacting on everyone in this country, directly or indirectly.
In a press statement released today, Thursday, the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association also noted that it has pleaded repeatedly with the authorities to remove the workers and patients from the George Odlum National Stadium, but to no avail. SLMDA did lodge a complaint to the health and safety authorities to investigate these matters, which has resulted in a temporary halt to the roof demolition. SLMDA awaits a full report from the Occupational Health and Safety Department, giving clear recommendations to ensure the health and safety of all workers and the visiting public. The association continues to warn the authorities of the dangers of continuing operations at the stadium and advocates for the completion of the East Wing at the St. Jude reconstruction site. Still cut off from government subvention, the St. Lucia National Trust says it has been managing its responsibilities, but input from the government is very much needed, especially where projects of a national nature are concerned. Topping that list is the Walcott House, which was shut down after government zeroed the allocation to the National Trust. In this report, the executive director of the trust speaks to the plans for the house and why government is important to its fruition.
Could the St. Lucia National Trust be willing to bury the hatchet with the government of St. Lucia? According to the organization's director, Bishnu Tulsi, this could very well be the case where the former home of a local hero is concerned. Tulsi told Hot7News that although the childhood home of Sir Derek Walcott, otherwise known as Walcott House, has received tremendous monetary help from the Castries Constituency Council and Flow, as well as the trust itself, more help is needed for the doors to remain open. He said he's hoping to see the commencement of Phase 2 of the project. However, he's hoping that the government sees the importance of said project as it is bigger than just a home museum.
The project was not a Walcott project only. The name of the project is the Walcott Place and Grass Street Urban Enhancement Project. It was supposed to use Walcott Home and Walcott Place as the catalyst for a regeneration of that part of Castries. So the project has goals that are bigger than just a museum.
The St. Lucia National Trust said the project involves changing the landscape and re-injecting life into a part of Castries that needs it.
We understand that government is preparing a redevelopment plan for Castries. We don't know the position where that is at, but we hope that whoever is doing this will see the wisdom of including and incorporating the whole enhancement of that part of Castries as an integral part of the renewal of the city.
In conclusion, Tulsi said, unfortunately, without the help of the government, he doesn't think the project plans will ever be completed. Reporting for Hot 7 Nightly News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
Former Mayor of Castries, Shirley Lewis, has weighed in on the review of operations at the Castries City Council, CCC. The audit has raised eyebrows with speculation that the performance of Mayor Peterson Francis is a focal point. However, Prime Minister Alan Chasney has said that the government is satisfied with the work being done in the capital and that the review is simply routine. Former Mayor Shirley Lewis concurs, telling reporters that during her tenure, an audit was also conducted.
One always has to be audited. And I recall when I was there that we had a forensic analysis done of the accounts and so on of the city council, and a report was actually handed in, but I don't know what became of it because my stint as a mayor was ended shortly after that. But there's nothing wrong with an audit. An audit is a very good thing. See how things are going and, what is happening in the institution.
That was former Mayor of Castries, Shirley Lewis. On Friday, the 10th of August, the nation will join the people of Micoud in bidding farewell to former parliamentarian Austin James. James, 73, passed away at hospital in Martinique around 3 a.m. on Sunday, the 29th of July. On Wednesday, a joint sitting of Parliament was held to honor his legacy. More in this report by Solange Alfred.
A joint sitting of the House of Assembly unanimously echoed the humble demeanor of the late Austin James. Parliamentarians reflected on instances and experiences had with the former MP for Micoud South, which left an indelible mark on each of them. MP for Soufrière Fossé-Jacques had this to say.
The humble, quiet lion of the voiceless, our brother in transition to the dimension of a new life beyond our planet. The late Asin, affectionately known as Atin, never viewed his elevation to the office of service as a matter of position.
The former MP for Micoud South will be remembered for his service to community. He was also praised by many of the parliamentarians for his dedication to higher education. Senator Mauricia Thomas Francis recalled the lasting impressions that Austin James left on her and indulged the Assembly in the idea of further recognizing the impact that James had on education.
I would like to propose that in further recognition and in appreciation of his service to country, that one of the secondary schools in Micoud be named after Austin James.
Prime Minister Alan Chasney shared his heartfelt condolences and crafted upon the memory of Austin James as a mentor who championed for the cause of remaining calm through troubled waters.
Austin bestowed on me the greatest gift in where he agreed and supported me to become the custodian of a seat that he loved so very much. And I am so grateful for the experience of knowing him and being reminded every day of what are the important things in life. And it is my full intention to certainly continue to live and walk in his footsteps and continue to serve the people in Micoud South with the same level of humility, same level of passion, and the same level of ambition.
Expressions of sympathy resonated throughout the entire sitting of the House of Assembly as everyone paid their due respect. Reporting for Hot 7 Nightly News, I am Solange Alfred.
Thank you, Solange, and we will have more from that sitting later in the broadcast. But first, Team St. Lucia for 2018 Robot Olympics is putting the final touches on their robot Uanora ahead of the first global challenge in Mexico from the 16th to the 18th of August.
The team and their robot Uanora were unveiled at a meeting with the press this week. Each year, the first global challenge, as it is called, poses a grand challenge for youth of high school ages in an effort to inspire them to pursue their passions in science and technology. Acting Chief Education Officer Rufina Charles gave the Ministry of Education's full support to the team as they embark on their journey to Mexico, and has called on the general public to do the same.
We want to thank them for taking on the challenge. We know that they've given a lot of their time. whereas everybody must be doing other things during the summer. They have taken up the time to really be involved in designing the robot and to make sure that it is working efficiently.
The team comprises of Ann K. Badu of the V4 Comprehensive Secondary A-Level Department, Dion Rekai and Taton David of the South Louis Community College Division of Arts, Science and General Studies. The team is excited to put their robot Uanura to the challenge and to make an improvement to St. Lucia's participation at last year's competition.
And although the competition this year is different, it's still the same scoring. So this year it deals with boxes, picking up boxes and then scoring them in goals. So as of now, what we have is a claw that can hold one box at a time. But the system we have now, it's a conveyor that allows us to store our boxes. So we don't need to go back and forth scoring just one box.
That is an accomplishment for me because in other countries around the world, women are not afforded opportunities to learn about STEM, robotics or programming or any of these things. Some of them don't even get to go to school. So it's a great step for St. Lucia and for the rest of the Caribbean when we see young girls like myself involved in things like this.
Curriculum Officer for Science and Technology Gianetti George, who has been assisting the team in its preparation for the challenge, will accompany the group of youngsters to Mexico. Some 150 countries will participate in this year's first Global Challenge Robot Olympics. From the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Education, Innovation, Gender Relations and Sustainable Development, I am Chris Satney reporting.
You're watching the Hot 7 Nightly News. Coming up, exacting the benefits of the Vidman concept. Stay with us.